Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today I'm going to be reacting to a video called SiN Trilogy made by Civvie 11. Yes. I've been requested by multiple people to react to Civvie 11's YouTube videos based on games in majority, I'm assuming. And yes, I have finally arrived to react to at least one today. Big box playlist on the Civvie 11 videos. That's where I am reacting. That's where I'm getting all my videos from, centered around Civvie 11. Thanks to Big Box. And if I don't react to one particular video that you want me to react to in terms of Civvie 11, then I will get to it as soon as I'm done with this playlist. And then if you have any more suggestions on Civvie 11 videos, then you can just send them in the comment section below. I've never heard of this game called SiN Trilogy. Or is it just called SiN and then 3 games of SiN? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Okay, let's just see what this is about. Remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as Civvie 11, or should I say Big Box Civvie 11 videos playlist. The cards are going to be, the links are going to be in the description below. And yes, I'm going to be creating a playlist of my reactions to Civvie 11's videos. It's going to be at the top here, somewhere here. Just click on it if you want to check out my next batch of videos. And yeah, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'll tell you a new one, chump.
Oh yeah, here we go. This is the shit right here. An oddball shooter from 1998.
Okay, hold on. He's a bit... I can't really hear his voice. Let me just increase the volume here. Alright.
With insane ambition, kick-ass gameplay, and a highly questionable story. Today, I give you SiN, Ritual Entertainment's contribution to 90s cheese and ultra-violence. You may not remember this game because it got a little overshadowed by this other game that came out like a week later, this one, which to be fair is a much better game.
Uh-oh. Its main competitor was Half-Life? Uh-oh.
But SiN holds a special place in my heart for being a champion of the lost genre and dick-swinging action games. Get ready for this. You are John Blade. John Blade is an officer of hardcore.
Okay. Wait. His name is what? John Blade? Okay. John Blade. What's going on with his hair, though? Are those supposed to be like dreads? Dreadlocks or something? Okay. Hard corpse. Why, though?
No, guys, come on back now, come on. He has a hacker partner named JC and, oh god, okay, this is a thing that needs to be addressed immediately. This game was made on the Quake 2 engine, which was made by time-traveling space wizard John Carmack, but they were a little behind the curve on this one because instead of having skeletons for the models, they, didn't, and so everything is moved by vertices, and it's not as noticeable 20 years ago in garbage resolution, but now,
Whoa, look at it. It is actually moving. That's weird. It looks like the gun is alive, you know? Huh. Like living metal.
just get used to it, kids, because the whole game is like this. Just look at his hair. This is supposed to be dreadlocks. Anyway, let's talk about why this is...
But you know what? In that image, it kind of looked fine. I think so. Yeah, I think it looked fine. Yeah, it's just a bit weird.
a forgotten classic that could have been a trendsetter for FPS games if Half-Life didn't show up a week later to have crazy shit like characters' mouths moving when they talked and voice acting that wasn't terrible. And look, I know I talk about Half-Life a lot on this channel, and there's reason for that, because talking about FPS games from the 90s and not mentioning it is like talking about geopolitical tensions in Europe during the 30s without talking about Nazis. So let's talk about how Half-Life systematically exterminated this kind of shooter. Half-Life, and by extension Half-Life 2, made shooters go linear, where you have a start point and you basically go straight line from set piece to set piece. It's a much easier way to design a game because you have so much control over the player's resources. In a game like SiN, there's secrets all over the place. You can get weapons early, there are health pickups and secrets, armor, shit like that. And in SiN and the shooters that came before it, levels were open-ended and allowed the player to visit a lot of areas in any particular order. SiN takes this idea and builds upon it. Like here, in the very first level, there's a bank heist.
Freeport City Bank was just taken over. Robbery in progress.
Damn.
And you're sent in on a helicopter, and I think this is the first time I've ever seen a game opened with a turret section. But it's actually not bad. Look how it's introduced.
Wow, this bird is just flying around on the surface. Police cars are exploding. Like, okay.
Hey, that was a good shot.
That's nothing compared with last week. I shot this cop in the head. He never even saw it coming.
Yeah, those rent-a-cop guys are whipped.
Hey, what's that sound?
Surprise! Not so fast, chump.
I guess they never saw that coming.
And then you'll see you have actual mission objectives. And if you keep your eyes and ears open, you can do all of them without a problem. So you shoot up the rooftops of this bank, take out these bad guys in their rocket launchers, seal off the bank entrance, blow a hole in the roof to enter, and drop right in. Simple stuff, right? Not in 1998. This was an evolution of the kind of interactivity you saw in games like Duke Nukem 3D, where your actions could actually shape the environment around you. So you get into the bank, what now? Rescue some hostages, kill the criminals, but wait, there's another entrance over here, and you can help out your fellow officers control the situation on that side of the bank before going inside, saving hostages.
Get out of here!
Woohoo, I'm saved!
Run to safety!
Thank you, officer.
You can kill civilians, but JC will yell at you.
Wait, what are you doing, man? Those are friendlies.
There's really not much in the way of punishment for doing it, and I actually had to do it once because the fucker was blocking a secret.
What, are you blind?
I needed that ammo.
Wow, this is interesting. Yeah, I mean, it does really look like a different option in playing style compared to Half-Life, and in its linear type of gameplay, where you are just primarily just stuck in one route, doing all the missions, going right through the game, not really having an option to divert into other activities like how we're seeing here in SiN. And yeah, that's quite interesting. I'm wondering, did they continue this tradition in SiN 2 and SiN 3? Or did they also have to conform themselves into, this new wave or this new phenomena centered around Half-Life? Because I know that's what gaming companies usually do. They copy and paste what they see other gaming, companies have been successful in, and they try to replicate it. And it's purely out of business expectations. Wanting more money, wanting more people to play the game, and if they look similar to what is popular at the moment, then they believe that they will get more people playing their game. And usually that doesn't translate that way. It doesn't work that way, because sometimes you erase the identity of this particular game when you do something like that. So yeah, let's see as we continue with SiN 2 and 3. Yeah.
JC talk a lot sometimes, and you'll wish they didn't, or you'll wish JC didn't. Blade wishes JC didn't.
Jackpot! Woohoo! It's a fire sale!
Is JC just watching you do all of these things like on a video camera or something? Wow, and he's like the commentary. Okay.
Everything must blow. Jackpot!
It's a box full of fucking rats, JC, you asshole!
I'm kicking your ass later, JC. You do realize that, right?
Rats aren't the toughest enemies in the game, but they are the second worst. You rarely notice them until they're chewing on you, which they do, just because every single one always. Fuck them. You have a lot of standard FPS stuff here. You pick up keys to unlock doors. In the second mission, when you're chasing this army of bank robbers down, you pick up sacks of money lying around to return it to the bank, because you're actually a good guy.
Alright! FCB is gonna be happy that you recovered that.
Here's where shit starts getting a little crazy.
Man, this guy's wearing baggy clothing, or is it like a suit of some sort? Wow. How the graphics of those days. 1998? Yeah, wow.
I got some bad news. Blade is tracking us. I tried to lose him, but he's like one of your mutant blood. My men are keeping him busy, but we better get out of here.
Who is she? Damn, that backhand. Pah!
Now.
Incompetent slug.
Oh yeah, there we go. You might have seen her somewhere before. That's the villainess of this little story, Alexis Sinclair, head of...
Alexis Sinclair, alright. What a name. Alexis Sinclair. Okay. But she's beautiful though.
SiN tech and future back surgery patient. Seriously, this woman makes Jessica Rabbit look modest. And in the promotional material and loading screen, she looks like this. But in the in-game cutscenes, yeah, Jesus Christ. I know the technology was primitive. I'll give her this. She doesn't have Lara Croft's jagged pyramid boobs. If you think I'm...
CV11, oh my gosh.
objectifying this character and denying her a more serious and nuanced discussion that involves gender roles and portrayals of women in video games, you're probably taking this game way too seriously and should stop. If your complaint is that Alexis Sinclair is a bad depiction of women, well, she's the villain, and she looks like a creepy sex doll. And if that's not feminist, I don't know what is. So she's an evil genocidal maniac who wants to turn the whole world into mutants using this drug,
Damn, the way she walks. You know, hey, she's feeling herself. And that hair is just flowing back and forth like that.
War, and that's it. After she turns the guy behind the bank heist into a mutant monster, you get on her trail.
The compound is called diforcinide. The manufacturer is, are you ready for this? SiN Tech. Who would have thought a babe like Alexis would be behind all this?
Shit. Hot piece like that and she's into this. Well, damn.
Damn.
No way. I've got to get down to SiN Tech Chemical and check this out.
Once you find out that she's behind this scheme, you go undercover in a forced stealth mission, and I think this is the first time I ever saw a forced stealth mission in an FPS game, so fuck you, SiN. Fuck you. I've played it 1,000 times by now, so I could get to all the fun shooting parts of the game, but it's just crouching and avoiding alarms, because alarms in this game mean that SiN Tech soldiers will just spawn in out of nowhere forever.
Already got it.
I like the sounds this gun makes. Is it like, does it have like a silencer or something? Huh.
Along the way, you get your standard FPS weapons, your pistol, shotgun, light machine gun, heavy machine gun, weird spider bomb things that are useful sometimes, grenade launcher, rocket launcher, energy weapon, other energy weapon, and sniper rifle. They're all pretty good. One problem is that all the bullets have these tracers, but they're hit scan weapons, and at first you might be a little confused because these things here aren't your bullets. Your bullets are already here, not here. The shotgun is a beast. It will jib almost anything if used properly. The heavy machine gun, which also has an attached grenade launcher, is also pretty cool, even if it takes way too long to switch modes. The sniper rifle is so powerful that it even surprises Blade.
Holy shit!
Then there's this energy weapon that I barely got to use because you have to collect 3 pieces of it before you can use it, and I got the 3rd piece right before the game took my weapons away.
Rad, man. It looks like some kind of energy weapon. Time to make some SiN Tech toast. Where's my butter? Where is it?
No, CJ, no. That was not really, or JC, sorry, not CJ, JC. That was not really that funny.
You get it back for the final boss fight, and it's okay, I guess. You'll get a lot more use out of the rocket launcher. There's plenty of ammo for that.
I think I would prefer the sniper rifle. Yeah, that looked like it was fun. Compared to all the other weapons, you know, but the sniper, yeah, headshots, oh.
Killing more bad guys, using actual in-game terminals to shut down security systems, and oh yeah, did I mention that this game in 1998 had a pretty neat location-based damage system that registered limb and headshots?
Rock and roll!
Even though only the weak enemies could go down with a single headshot, the fact that it worked at all is a marvel. Even the armor system where you can have vital head protection and torso armor and up to 100 pants.
That is cool detailing right there. That is very nice detailing.
They get chipped away realistically by the enemies. They're not all generic soldiers, just mostly generic soldiers. There's various flavors of robots, mutants, and oh my god, Alexis made a little baby mutant she keeps in her house. That is adorable! While not all of SiN is great, it has a lot of standout areas. The first few missions are awesome. After that shitty forced stealth section, you go through a pretty cool chemical plant, a warehouse, a biomech lab. Depending on how you play and where you explore, you can find branching paths that take you to other missions.
So essentially, SiN Tech is a very powerful, evil company. You know, I can see this entire base underground. I'm not sure where exactly, but it looks like SiN Tech Chemical is a very powerful, multinational conglomerate. And this lady, Alexis Sinclair, who is the owner of this company, you know, she doesn't look like a business lady. She's even having a get-up like an evil character, evil overlord kind of character. So yeah, I wonder what type of society does John, Blade, and JC actually live in, because it looks like it's a dystopian type of scenario where multinational corporations now rule the world, and you know they have the final say in society, essentially. Yeah.
You would otherwise never see. There's a sewer level too, but it's not too bad. The ambitious design in a lot of sections looks pretty quaint by today's standards. In 1998, though, this is impressive stuff. Circling around this oil rig, sniping security before you get on, sneaking around to disable security systems, whole buildings blowing up and falling, this rising lava on this apparently volcanic island, and a deep sea section that's actually good and looks fucking amazing for the time. Like most old FPS games, this one gets pretty brutal. Not cheap brutal like certain other games I could mention. But once snipers are introduced, get ready to use them quick saves. Hey, save scumming is fine. It's not about how much you save, it's about how much you load.
Blade!
A thing that struck me while I was playing this is that in new school FPS games, you have this thing where you get a prompt on the screen telling you where an enemy is throwing a grenade so you can get out of the way. I was reminded of this when I was in a room with like 5 assholes all shooting grenades at me at the same time. This is what it used to be like, kids. This shit puts hair on your chest and makes your balls drop. 1 grenade? Is that a fucking joke? This is an accurate representation of what that shit would look like in SiN.
Blade!
However, in one of these later missions, it's full of snipers. This is Jungle Pass, the beginning of the game's final gauntlet of challenges. Wait, hold on, listen to this music. It doesn't really fit, but damn is that funky.
Yeah, no, it is funky music, but definitely it just doesn't suit, you know, the environment of the game here. Especially, it looks like he's underground in some sort of secret underground base. So playing such music here is just, yeah, it doesn't work. But it's funky.
You see this ATV here? You can ride this. You don't want to, it's a trap. You need it, as far as I can tell, only once to get past this gap in the road. The way this thing controls is fucking pants. The mouse turning is seriously delayed, and the keyboard turning is so sensitive that just tapping it probably gets you about 45 degrees. And since these guys can blow it up with 3 rockets, it's best not to even use it. Vehicles in an FPS game in 1998 is very ambitious, but it wasn't time yet. Here we are, Alexis Sinclair's secret island mansion. Nice place, lots of security, snipers everywhere, but here's an example of why this game isn't cheap and shitty about it. You can sneak around, you can find alternate routes. If you're smart about it, you can turn off the security system, you can waste the snipers before they even see you coming. It's an option if you're willing to work for it. The worst, most dangerous enemies in this game are the doors. The fucking doors.
What, do they just close on you automatically?
I don't know why this was an issue in older games, be it in this game or the deadly doors in build engine games, but this is fucking inexcusable. Some doors hurt you a little, some doors are instantly fatal. It's bullshit.
Whoa!
This isn't going to be one of those videos where I painstakingly go through the whole game to show you what's in there. It's a pretty good game if you can get past the terrible, terrible cutscenes with a lot of fun shooting and clever level design, lots to explore and interact with. There's a level of care put into the design that you just don't see anymore. Think about the last time you walked around in an FPS game and you could just turn the faucets on and off.
Man, that guy was on the toilet. Oh man, couldn't you just be a bit more respectful? Let him finish and then and then you can shoot him. Oh man.
Flush the toilets. It's little interactive world building stuff like that that we abandoned in the rush to make everything bland. You get some decent bosses in this game, except this one who is glitched to fuck. Even the final boss is pretty good, but I'm going to show you the cutscene you get when you kill the final boss because you shouldn't play this game for the story. I want to share this with you because even when I first played this...
Oh, that's an issue with me. I play a game for the story, you know. I don't just play just to shoot. I don't play just to race cars. I actually want a storyline behind what's going on. So, yeah.
This game many years ago, it was the stupidest ending to a video game I'd ever seen. To the game's credit, and even though this is in 320 by 200 resolution, this animation is solid, but the rest of it is,
Oh, Alexis.
You've been a very naughty boy, Blade.
Bad enough to kill you, bitch.
What should I do with you, Blade? Perhaps I'll lobotomize you and keep you as a pet.
After all the shit you put me through, you're crazy to think you're gonna walk out of here alive.
So just kill her.
Don't you know if you shoot me, you'll never ever learn your lesson?
Lesson? What lesson?
I think his lesson is that he needs to fucking shoot you. Lesson 1. How to shoot the villain without letting them gloat at you and buy time to escape, you stupid fucking slab of cured asshole! You know, when I have the controls, motherfuckers die. You give me the gun, John. I'll pine box the plastic bitch.
Now pay attention, because I have something very special to show you.
Save it for someone who cares, wench.
But John, I'm willing to bet my life you've never seen anything like this before.
I'm going to assume that this means that John R. Blade, hardcore badass, has never seen a snatch before. Or maybe he's only seen one, and he thinks hers is going to be special, but fuck man, even if it is, it's probably weird mutant shit that I personally refuse to render with Photoshop.
Watch.
I don't...
Like, Blade, don't shit where you eat. Okay? Don't shit where you eat. Don't do it. Just don't. This is a trap. Don't fall for it. Yo, this lady.
This!
Oh, hell.
Wait, you hadn't even pulled the hammer back? Are you fucking kidding me, Blade? I hope they bust you down to traffic duty, you fuck.
Whoa, what the? Did I mean, is she...
Wow, she teleported.
Wait a minute. Here we go. I'm tracking 4 outbound targets from your location. Oh no! What the?
Oh, why is this? Why is he leaning on the desk like that? Okay, whatever.
The targets have vanished. The radar's clear. She's gone, Blade. She's gone.
No way! Your crazy bitch got away. I can't believe it. She got away. No!
There you have it, a game I actually enjoyed despite some wonky graphics and an awful story. You got really solid gunplay, a fairly likable badass protagonist, and it leaves the door open for a sequel. Too bad Half-Life came along and ate the game's lunch, blew it completely out of the water. There was no chance you'd get a sequel. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot this thing was here. Yeah? Oh, bullshit. No, I think I would have heard about that. Well, oh god. Oh god. Well, looks like old Civvie was wrong on that one. There is a sequel. Only took him 8 years, but they, oh, okay.
8 years.
Hey, somebody give me a bag or something. I'm having some kind of attack. Load me up with some sleep juice. I just got a really bad feeling about this. Welcome back to the dungeon. They tell me it's Christmas time on the outside, that I'm going to be getting something real special, which means this is going to be the second or third worst Christmas I've ever had. Right up there with the arrest and the thing in Gainesville. They were cows, okay? I don't know what cows is rustling anymore. It's 2017, I think, not 1895 for the moment. As an American and as an artist, I deserve some goddamn Christmas cheer. It's a basic human right. Hearing that there was a sequel to SiN, running on the award-winning Source engine, which is weird getting in bed with the studio that nuked everything SiN stood for. I gotta find out if
SiN episodes. Oh, okay. So that means like there's episode 1, episode 2, 3, 4, 5 until... Okay, interesting.
Blade tapped this chick, and by tapped I mean taps her frontal lobe with a fucking bullet. SiN episodes emergence is a confluence of bad ideas. Just look at the title. The first bad idea is in the episodes part. Remember when big companies like Valve thought it would be a good idea because they spent so much fucking time making the games that they would make shorter installments that would come out, and you know how there was the Half-Life 2 episode 1 and then episode 2 and then after 23 years
Wow, I didn't even know that existed. Wow, okay. Guys, I'm still stuck with Half-Life. I haven't yet delved into Half-Life 2 and now Half-Life what is it, episode 1 and episode 2? I don't know these things.
Half-Life 3 comes along, basically reinvents video games. It's like this. So Gordon and Alex get to the Borealis, right? Episodic gaming is a bad idea. It didn't work, and if SiN episodes wasn't so frustrating, I would weep for it. I didn't even know this existed, so let me start her up and have a look at...
You're not Blade. Who are you? Okay.
What's the world coming to? When everything's going the way of the gun? A fucking first-person shooter is what we're coming to. This isn't Spec Ops The Line, guys. What am I supposed to feel here? Am I playing an FPS game that's lamenting the use of guns as a problem-solving tool? Fire up the tasers and pour me some eggnog. I'm not doing this shit.
Our program to generate festive cheer must not be interrupted.
They play Christmas music when you're not here. That's how I know it's October.
Tell me, how do you expect this to end?
Oh.
Sinclair? Okay. Where's John?
Boy, start to tits in 0.0 seconds.
This actually reminds me of Mass Effect 2. You know Miranda? Yeah, she also... well, we don't actually see her cleavage really that much. But yeah, it's kind of reminding me of Mass Effect 2, in the beginning of the game, you know, after Shepard has been resurrected in the Lazarus Project. And, you know, we see Miranda, you know, she's looking down at us, we're looking up at her. And, you know, yeah, the ceiling has got all these lights on it. And then the doctor near Miranda, just like this guy. I don't know who you are, but yeah, okay.
He fell right into my hands.
Don't be naive, Roddick. I know this man. Trust me. He knew exactly what he was doing.
I take issue with that. Blade is not smart. He's the balls of this operation, not the brains.
We should just put a bullet in his head. Hell, I'd be happy to do it for free. Your pal and I have some unfinished business.
Your lack of vision is your greatest weakness, Roddick. You should know better than anyone that I get exactly what I want. I don't want Blade dead. I have much bigger plans for him.
Okay, I have questions, and also spoilers from the previous game, because this is fucking hell. Who is Roddick? What is his history with
Roddick, okay. Roddick.
Blade? Why is he working with Alexis Sinclair? How is Alexis back from the teleport thing? How did Blade get captured again? Why does Alexis want to experiment on him again and try to turn him into a mutant super soldier? Because she did that in the last game in a part I didn't show. I thought it was a cool little twist in the gameplay that people would be able to find themselves when they played it. And why isn't Blade talking? Is he gagged? Is it that kind of party?
Damn, Blade, how long are you just gonna wait around?
Jessica Cannon? Okay. Yeah, she's the lady that we saw on the front cover of the game. Alright, so is she going to be like very important in this storyline? Because we didn't really see John Blade. Like, he was in the background, but he was a bit faded. So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. We just need to... Oh my god. What did they inject you with? We've got to get you out of here.
It's probably U4, that drug from the last game. Is this a reboot? What the fuck is going on? We're escaping.
This definitely reminds me of Mass Effect 2. Because, you know, here you are, you're escaping a facility that's blowing up, you know, people are dead, there's fire everywhere. You just need machines, you know, the virtual intelligence robots to come out and say, security alert, and then they try to kill you. Yeah, really, it reminds me of Mass Effect 2.
Through this hallway, and this kind of reminds me of the layout of that mission from the first game, except in reverse.
Blade, you're awake. Whoa, take it easy there. Meds should be kicking in soon. Ought to take some of the edge off. Well?
Why isn't Blade saying anything? He's not really talking, he's just looking around. He hasn't said a word. We haven't even seen his face. Huh.
The good news is the operation was worth it. We've got a tracker on Roddick. Good thing, too. He's the only one who knows what they shot you up with. We've got to find him. Before it's too late. Blade, you alright? Blade. Blade! Oh, Blade. You think I'm such a naughty, naughty girl. Such a microcosmic.
Alexis, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to him? Like, what do you want from him? Huh? I'm sure you don't do this to your other victims that you experiment with your, you know, biomechanical technology. So why are you doing this to him? Are you in love with him? Are you obsessed? What's going on?
I'm a visionary.
Can I even show this on YouTube? This looks like a fucking Dead or Alive game.
The world. Syntech checkpoint.
Wait, what? They have checkpoints? Do they own the whole city? Would they not be able to easily spot the 6-foot dreadlock sunglass-wearing sentient meat slab in a bright blue hardcore uniform that just escaped from one of their research labs and also killed hundreds of their co-workers in the last game? What the fuck?
Maybe Sinclair just wants to experiment with John Blade, you know, let him go out and, I don't know, she will monitor his progress or something.
You're a little out of your jurisdiction. Where's your documentation?
What do you mean, documentation? Screw you, cowboy. We're on assignment.
Destination?
I don't think that's any of your business.
This is a SiN controlled sector. Everything is our business.
This kind of reminds me of Prototype 2 in particular, you know, with Gentek, and how they also took control of, I think it was New York City, right? And, you know, they had a green zone and a red zone, and, you know, they've cordoned off major sections of the city where they would experiment on civilians to see if they could become potential weapons in the future. And yeah, just, you know, the entire city was controlled by a corporation when it should have been under the responsibility of the government, you know. So it's kind of the same here with this game where what's the company called again? Syntech is in control of essentially the city and how society is run.
Now, what is your destination?
South corner of fuck and you.
So not only did this powerful conglomerate take over entire parts of the city, you can just drive through their checkpoints without any consequences, except more flashbacks.
No, I assure you, Sinclair is orchestrating all of this. He wants to see the progress of John Blade, you know. Yeah. She's allowing this to happen.
I shouldn't call them flashbacks, because they don't flash back to anything, because then they would have to tell you something about the story.
Listen, Blade, I called in a couple of favors. There's a guy in there, Garrison. He'll find us a way into the U4 lab. You can trust him.
So are we dealing with U4? Okay, also, bitch, can we find out what they drugged me with? Also, who are you?
She's Jessica Cannon.
Jessica?
I know what you guys are up to, and you're bull.
Hey, it's JC, right? Yeah.
Out of your minds.
Finally, a friendly face that I recognize. Fuck you, JC.
You got it.
What's it to you, JC? We went through a lot to get that tracker planted.
They, as in Jessica here, a character we've never seen before, planted a tracker on Roddick, a character we've never seen before, during an event that we don't see at any time during this game.
They shot Blade up with something.
Right, that is exactly why you need to bring him back to HQ now.
JC is talking sense, and also nothing like he was before. Why?
Maybe he grew older. He's more mature now. Yeah.
Isn't John telling JC to shut the fuck up so he can go in and kick some ass like old times? Well, you see, kids, John doesn't talk in this game. He does sometimes, like once in a while when you have to communicate over the comm or whatever.
I don't hear anything.
Come in, Jessica.
But he's mute for the rest of it, which is almost as bad a decision as making the game episodic, but slightly better than fucking a porcupine. So for those of you who are fans of the game SiN, who might want to play a sequel to that game, here you go. A mute protagonist instead of the one-liner tossing badass from before, a bunch of characters we've never heard of doing things off camera, everything you did in the previous game to cripple Syntax operations, you know, like shutting down all their mutant and robotics factories, it means nothing. You're welcome. The only one who hasn't changed is Alexis. Added polygons have actually been good to her.
Civvie 11. Your eggnog is ready.
Oh boy.
Drink it, bitch.
Thank you. That's,
Okay.
Oh yeah, right there. That's just a hint of sriracha. Fuck you both. You ruined Christmas. Hey, SiN episodes, you do eventually plan to have shooting in your shooting game?
Okay, Blade.
Fuck.
Let's check
Ow.
the comm channels and I'll...
Okay, we get out of the car, and you have these guys talking.
Ain't any of my business. Lady and Carl. Both of them just gone, man. Would you really want to stay in this shithole?
If you're trying for a more serious tone SiN episodes, don't just drop Simpsons references in. Just a thought. I mean, Blade doesn't talk anymore, and JC doesn't make bad jokes anymore, and everything is dark and gritty, so this is not really what SiN is. Maybe you wanted SiN to be this, but it never was. So you walk around and meet this guy, Garrison, whoever he is.
I'm a businessman, Blade, despite my reputation. I may not be a shining example of Freeport citizenry, but I always try to maintain some sense of decency. What that man's doing, well, let's just say for the moment, you and I, our goals coincide.
I don't know what Roddick's doing.
I'll give him to you.
Wait a minute.
I'll give him to you.
Wait, you'll give Roddick to Blade? Oh, okay.
We went through a lot to get that tracker planted.
Roddick's base of operations, as you no doubt have heard, sprawls like a parasite throughout the innards of that derelict tanker.
Exactly, exactly. This guy's giving us the location of this secret facility that Roddick owns, while Jessica was telling us she put a tracking beacon on him. So, okay, wow.
Where I'll tell you guys all about the gameplay once I find some.
You hear that? Martin, that bastard set us up. Go, Blade. I'll find my own.
Oh boy, now we're unarmed and being chased through sewers. Just what I always wanted my SiN game to be.
Over here, come on! We've been set up, Blade. Roddick's got the entire place surrounded. Here. I wish I had some ammo for it.
It does look like the pistol from SiN. That gives me some hope. Okay, let's break the glass and then go to this, health station. It's just like a health station from Half-Life, except fuck you. See, the health stations in SiN episodes use this blue health gas that slowly recharges your health. Forget about armor. Remember the armor system in the last game? Forget it. It's gone. No armor, and boy will you miss that later in the game.
That's unfortunate. You know, that's what made the game unique as well, with its, user interface information on the dashboard like that. That was cool. That was actually quite cool.
Sometimes these health stations don't have a blue gas canister in them, so you have to find one and put it in, because why find much needed health once when you can find it twice? And when one of these health stations runs dry, you can't take that canister out and replace it, I don't think. I wasn't able to find a way to do that, so what options do you have? Well, you can get one of these canisters and shoot it, and it leaks health onto you, so just fucking stand there, I guess. No reason to have instant health pickups like in the last game to not waste the player's fucking time. Sometimes your enemies drop piddly shit little 10 health pickups. That'll last you about 2 seconds in combat, good luck. But look, you can use the faucets. Or like half the faucets, and you could use the paper towel dispensers, and you can click things on computers.
We have changed the recipe.
Yeah, fuck you. So you're going about your business shooting guys, and it's pretty standard. I mean, headshots work. Everybody does that early ragdoll thing. It's not bad at first, but it gets boring pretty fast, and the majority of this game is shooting the exact same mooks over and over again. More so than the original game, where the mooks occasionally looked different and had a few different weapons. You get a couple of mini-boss fights like this one. This one is against a charging bullet sponge because time is a flat circle. The mooks have the same weapons you do for most of the part, and there are only 3, and they're fucking bland. The first is the pistol. Secondary fire is like a mini railgun. It's not bad. The second is a shotgun, which isn't a terrible weapon. Secondary fire is like bouncy flak, but it doesn't hold a candle to the shotgun from the first game. The third is a submachine gun that is basically the one from Half-Life 2. It's functionally identical. Primary is bullets, secondary is grenades. I'd have to compare them side by side to be sure, but they're really similar.
Yeah, you see, this is the issue here, you know. Like I said before, some games, they want to emulate what they perceive to be, you know, the pinnacle of gameplay. And, you know, they think that the consumer base wants something similar to it. Instead of taking your own path, taking a different path in terms of gameplay and, you know, the different types of weapons and the storylines and everything else. Essentially, they're just copying and pasting what they see from Half-Life 2 and incorporating it into their game. And maybe they shouldn't have done that. You know, maybe they should have just stuck to, you know, what made SiN 1 popular, or tried to be like number 2 to Half-Life, and, you know, just continue on with that trend, continue on with that tradition. But, you know, those who have money have control over the direction of particular games, I guess.
And that's it. No rocket launchers, no heavy machine guns, no cool energy weapons. I know it's only the first episode, but the worst thing you could do to a game like SiN is to make it bland. But that's what they did. It's so fucking average, it pisses me off more than a game that's just bad, because what came before it, as cheesy and stupid as it was, had me invested because it had a soul, it had personality. Now it has the source engine and LOL physics, and now it's a gritty, serious, painfully linear, misbegotten Half-Life 2 mod. It's a pretty well-produced Half-Life 2 mod, but it's not fucking SiN. You go through another U4 plant, like in the first game, except this time alarms don't matter and there's no objectives except point A to point B, but it's also a giant shipwreck with Roddick on it, and you find him, and I don't care because the game doesn't let me kill him, and his soul patch is stupid, and he talks at me about how he wants power.
This is the future.
Power? I thought you worked for Sinclair. Okay, so you're gonna double-cross her?
I've seen what this can do, Blade. I've witnessed the raw power of it.
And how you got injected with some mysterious chemical that is definitely not U4, but don't worry about that because there are literally no fucking side effects during this entire episode. Nothing happens, and that's gonna be important later.
So you don't get 4 arms, or John Blade becomes far larger or aggressive or anything? Nothing? Okay. It's kind of boring.
Once you find Roddick, you gotta get off his ship without killing him, and then Jessica comes back and picks you up. Let's talk about Jessica. You saw that stuff in the intro, right? Well, that's it about her. Except because this is SiN, I guess, she's dressed like this, as you do in combat situations. She stands in for Alex Vance for a little while, except if you stare at her tits, she says things.
The tower for company listing and
Want a digital image? It'll last a lot longer. Huh. I thought Alexis was more your type, Blade. Yeah, I got it going on, but let's stick to business, okay?
They actually added that in. Interesting. Wow. So they assumed, or they predicted that, you know, the people who are going to play this game are going to keep on looking at her cleavage. Wow.
Time to program location-based sexual leering, but an armor system? Nah, again, this is one of those problems with the tone. When it was 1998 and everything was wacky and crazy, this shit would fly, but now you've got the only 2 female characters in your game and they're basically sex objects. You know what would rectify this? If Jessica wasn't dressed like a dystopian stripper cop. And also if Blade wasn't fucking mute now. There could be dialogue, conversations, character building. Maybe Blade respects her as an officer, even if she is a rookie. But we can't do that because there's only 2 things in this game that can't be flat. So reading up on this, I found out that there's a dynamic difficulty system. Explained by the developers, it works like this.
There are multiple advisors watching specific play parameters and making recommendations on how to change the game. Each advisor can recommend a variety of changes to make the game easier or harder if need be.
And I guess
I don't understand what that person was saying, but okay.
I was just kicking too much ass, or maybe the advisors could tell how fucking much I hated playing this, because after Jessica drives you into the SiN tower, the game decided it was time to really fuck me over. Starts off well enough, but then you get introduced to the SiN super soldiers who carry miniguns that you can't have. You can't have them because they don't drop them, because they just explode when you kill them for reasons. I understand that the latter part of your game needs to be difficult, but fuck me on a bed of nails. This gets way too hard. At least it did for me. You think I'm fucking with you? You think I just need to get good? Oh, okay. It's a little heavy on the nutmeg.
Guys, what's in an eggnog? Because, you know, I hear this mainly in the United States of America. They drink this eggnog during Christmas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, what pertains inside an eggnog? Alcohol? Egg? What else?
Reminder, PTS reports must include cover sheets.
Oh, I get it.
Displays of individual flair will not be tolerated in cubicles.
Yeah, I get it. You saw Office Space. Anyway, enemies tend to either drop from the ceiling or spawn out of absolutely fucking nowhere.
They're probably teleporting like Sinclair, how she teleported away in the first game. Okay, oh no, never mind. These guys are just literally popping into existence. Yeah.
This game gets frustrating as hell when it puts you in tight spaces and throws waves of guys at you, seemingly endlessly. And at some point you think, that's enough minigun-wielding bullet sponges. But you would be wrong because it's never enough. And I guess if you kill them the way you're supposed to, the game is just gonna send more. These are the toughest enemies in the fucking game, and I probably had to kill fucking 50 of them. So you're ascending this tower, right? And Jessica went off to disable security systems and get captured because she's fucking...
Oh gosh, this is funny. This is so funny.
shit at her job.
Boss, I lost the data stream. I think something's going on.
Way to hack into the security cameras, JC. I'm kicking your ass when I get back. You think we're done with the minigunners? Because the game sure as shit isn't. Just fucking look at this. I'm on a narrow ledge where I can't possibly avoid any gunfire. And then the game spawns not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but fucking 5 of them in a conga line of unavoidable death. Your auto-adjusting difficulty either wasn't ready for me to be this good at your game or wasn't ready for me to be this bad at your game. And I can't tell, and just... So I have the shotgun here, right? And I don't have enough ammo for anything else, and I gotta hit them at least 3 times. And I have 6 shells in the magazine, so even if I take out 2 of them, when I'm reloading, the other one is gonna kill me. This is...
I'm wondering who actually finished this game, you know, without using console commands. Who's actually won and finished this game?
It's not cool, guys. This is 110% dickish. Roddick shows up in his helicopter, and he's got Jessica because she sucks.
How? How did he get Jessica? Jessica, what were you doing? I thought you were with us the whole time. Okay.
He talks about power and shit, and about how the thing you got injected with is bad, and then he injects her with it.
I hope you're prepared for the consequences of your actions, Blade. I hope you're prepared to pay the price.
I think he's already paid the price. Jessica was injected with whatever that thing is.
Except you're fine. You know, you feel good enough to shoot up a fucking skyscraper. I guess not good enough to talk. But she's on the verge of death.
It's too late for me. Get Roddick. You can't let him get away.
Alas, poor Jessica, you had no character, but maybe you'll have some interesting dialogue if I stare at your tits while you're dying. Nope. Finally, you get to the top of the building where you fight this fucker again. He's a pushover. And then you fight Roddick's helicopter and the game ends. And I have no idea what my history with Roddick is or why he hates me, but he's dead now. Maybe I'll...
Really? He's dead? Oh, wow. Okay, then what about Sinclair? Why isn't she in this episode of SiN? Maybe she'll be in the next one. Okay.
I'll find out in SiN Episodes 2, which never came out because this game is boring and stupid, and if you wanted to bring fans of your previous game back, making this one completely different isn't the best idea, and if you want to bring new players in, you should make it not just a fucking Half-Life 2 mod with titties. Okay, guys, I'm ready. Thank you both for this. I'm gonna sit here with you guys and have a drink.
Merry Christmas, CV-11.
God bless us, everyone.
And I wanted to wish everyone out there a happy, safe, and merry...
Is someone strangling him? Or what? It can't be finished, there's still like 24 minutes left. So yeah, I think this is the third installment of the game now. Yeah. I want that. I'm gonna get it after this reaction. Definitely. I want that song.
CV-11, you cheated.
Yeah, so it's fine. I couldn't beat it. It was bullshit. I used my knowledge of video games to deduce that opening the console and typing in God would give me God mode. You know, like in Quake and Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2.
You're in for it now, boy.
Can you not call me boy?
Dr. has prescribed a week in the Paratomizer.
The what now? Welcome back to the dungeon. Let me tell you something, kids. If a couple of robots that share a half of a misplaced human brain ever force you into what I think was some kind of man-sized rock-crushing machine, don't do that. Yeah, they rolled me in here a few minutes ago. I'm probably not going to be able to walk for a not-insignificant portion of this year, but the good news is that you guys accidentally broke my hand.
This was an expected outcome of the paratomization.
But I can't play any games like this. At least I can't play them very well. Before somebody comments that I suck at video games.
You suck at video games and your face is ugly, you fucking neck beard. What? What's KYS? Hey. 1,525 likes. Yo. What the hell is going on here?
Yeah, sure, okay, fine. Fuck all of you. I'm not playing anything for a while, so you're gonna have to pawn it off on 15 or something. Maybe give Katie a shot. She's probably sick of trying to turn me trolling a video game into entertainment. Love you, Katie.
Colonel Blade, are illegal pharmaceuticals more important than the lives of young girls?
No comment.
Oh, there's a cartoon of SiN. Oh, interesting.
Wait, no, that's not real. That can't.
At least Blade is in the front cover now.
Can't be real. Take it off now.
SiN the movie. Oh, it's not a game now. It's a movie. All right. Oh, they've given up on the gaming and now they've just focused on making a movie. All right, that's interesting.
It's still running. Stop it, please. For God's sake, please stop it. There's no more time. You gotta, please, stop it. Stop it now. Turn it off. Turn it off. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Just let it happen.
I was having a good time playing SiN so long ago. There's stuff you just don't hear about, you know? SiN Episodes tries to do a sequel to SiN, but a few years earlier, in 2000, I don't know how, what the fuck is this thing? Well, it's a movie. It's an anime based off of SiN. Yeah, this game, that died an ugly death against the ravages of time and irrelevance. It has a movie adaptation. Make it the second FPS game I know of to have an adaptation. Or the third if you count movable movies as movies. I do, I guess, in the same way that I count sexual favors as currency.
I remember Doom, the movie. It was okay, you know. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was in it, and that guy who was in the Chronicles of Riddick, I forgot his name, and who was also the doctor in Bones in Star Trek. Yeah, I forgot that guy's name. I'm sorry, guys, I forgot his name. But he's a very, you know, well-accomplished actor. And he was also in Lord of the Rings, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, very, very well-accomplished actor, and other actors as well. And it was an okay movie, you know. I just wanted more background on the civilization on Mars and what happened to them. You know, how did their advanced technological civilization just come crashing down, you know? But yeah, it was an interesting movie.
See the description of this movie. Set in 2070, this video game-based US-Japanese co-production focuses on Colonel John Blade, part cyborg, part human, and all cop? He's fucking RoboCop now? When Blade and his team from the law enforcement agency Hardcore pursue a kidnapper through the city of Freeport, they suddenly find themselves confronting a mutant monster. Okay, I mean, all of that checks out. That sounds alright. Dr. Cyril Sinclair, when we discover the secrets behind the cryptographic systems of human gene, we will not only decode the mystery of life, but also unlock the secrets of God. Dr. Cyril Sinclair, Nobel laureate geneticist? Hey, if this...
Cyril Sinclair, is that Alexis Sinclair's father or husband or what?
This guy's so great, why is his daughter so evil? Anyway, we start off like any good story at a funeral.
And it seems hardcore detectives have discovered another drug shipment. ANC News wants to know why they can't find the serial kidnapper of 6 young girls in the Freeport area. Colonel Blade, are illegal pharmaceuticals more important than the lives of young girls?
No comment.
This is already tied into the game pretty well. Blade doesn't look too bad, I guess. There's JC. Fuck you, JC.
We humbly beseech you that as your son, John Christopher Armack, give JC the peace he so longed to give others.
He's dead? Oh gosh.
In both his life and his work. And grant us special...
Holy shit, put the brakes on for a second. We need to talk about this. 1, JC is dead.
Like who? Who would kill him? He has nothing. Like he doesn't really do any. Like yes, he is the IT specialist and you know he gathers information. But then, like, what do you get from killing this guy? I understand John Blade because he's on the field. He has weapons. He's killing. He's clearing houses and you know fighting against the system. But then JC, why? Why him?
JC is dead! Yes! Ow! 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 Okay, 2, JC, whose full name I didn't see in either game or in the manual for the first game that I actually have a physical copy of. His full name is John C. Armack.
I would just call him JC. John C. Armack, Shouldn't it just be like J.A. then, you know, instead of saying J.C. But anyways, Mac, okay.
John Carmack, this guy. I'm so fucking sick of talking about time-traveling interdimensional over-genius and actual rocket scientist John Carmack. This has to be intentional from the games, right? The Japanese studio that worked on this didn't suddenly decide that the guy who made the engine for the game they're basing their movie on needed a shout-out. 3.
Coincidence.
Hey, Ritual Entertainment, here's one for you. Why didn't you call him JR after John Romero, who was the icon of SiN? Okay, for those of you who have lives, the final boss of Doom 2 in the level Icon of SiN is this big head inside a wall that spits demons at you, and when you first face it, it says... Which, when reversed, says... To win the game, you must kill me, John Romero. And then you no-clip inside the thing, and there's John Romero's head on a stick. All I'm saying is that... Oh yeah, Also, JC is dead.
Give JC the peace he so longed to give others, in both his life and his work.
I mean, that's Blade's best friend right there. And he's gone. Wow.
Mueller to check out his ovaries.
Mueller, Hadwin, check his ovaries.
Yeah, not buying it.
I'm kicking your ass later, JC. You do realize that, right?
And grant a special peace to those left behind. Even a peace that forgives the one who cut short JC's precious, precious life.
Oh, JC had a girlfriend? Or is that another colleague? Or is that Jessica? Oh.
JC! Wait, Blade actually killed JC? He actually did it, the absolute madman.
Afraid you'll get a ticket? Buckle your belt.
Oh, guys, sci-fi anime just makes the future look so nice and cool. I mean, look at this vehicle that Blade is, you know, driving. And it's powered by solar panels. I could see the solar panels on the, you know, on the front of the car like that, you know. Yeah, it's interesting.
Hate it when he does this. Hate it when he does that.
This looks like an exciting chase scene intercut with a funeral. There's a mutant shooting rockets out of its hands, nothing too out of the ordinary. If they'd gone the shitty route that the Doom movie did, does this mean that they would have turned the mutants into demons? Oh, okay, a grotesque mutant kidnapping little girls. I think we're in for a bright, fun, colorful adventure, kids. They trapped the mutant in the sewers because sewers, you know? Can we get a count on the number of sewers featured on this show so far? Thank you. 11. 11 sewers in 13 episodes. Incredible. I see where this is going. JC's gonna do something stupid and Blade's really gonna...
But why is JC here? Usually JC is in his office, you know, and doing all the information gathering and the dissemination of information to John Blade and all the other operatives. Why is he on the field? Huh. I mean, he's out of his element here. This is not where he's supposed to be.
Bust his ass then. So yeah, this is why JC stays home, because he's willing to stick his hand in any weird goo he finds in his sewer pipe, because there's a pretty light coming out of it. You can't fix that. Blade's gonna body bag him. Oh fuck, where did she come from? Oh wow, instant mutant, just add sewer water.
Hold your fire, Kate. Blade, help me. Help me. Drop the girl! It's in me. Part of me now.
Oh fuck, oh Jesus, oh god, no, ew, ew. So Blade shoots JC, and this is actually pretty gross. And then the credits roll, and so in 5 minutes I think we can establish that this is absolute fucking madness. After the credits, we're right back into the graveyard, because when I think SiN, at this point, I think of a fucking graveyard. Can you edit this tombstone to say dumbest motherfucker on the planet Earth? Okay, thank you, Katie. So Blade meets up with this as-yet unidentified old guy, and he's being watched by this as-yet unidentified woman, who I'm gonna call Mrs. Willits.
Can you help me?
Your father was like a brother to me. That makes you family. I'll do what I can.
You son of a bitch.
Now we get to SiNTech, and I can't wait to see the restraint that an anime would put into Alexis Sinclair's
Whoa! SiNTech headquarters is massive. Like,
character design. Basically, this mutant from before is Alexis's.
These are not pets, Warner. They are not toys you can lose and then replace.
Forgive me, Sinclair, but let me get this straight. You're asking me to get a secure target from Hardcore without any assistance?
No, Warner. I'm not asking you anything. I'll do it myself.
Wait a minute,
You are terminated!
wow, Sinclair still looks extremely beautiful.
There's this guy here with Alexis, Vincent.
Do you know how long it's been since we've been out together?
But I'm afraid I can't leave now, Vincent, as there's a bit of a situation that demands my immediate attention.
Oh yeah? Well, I need some immediate attention, Sinclair.
What could possibly go wrong?
You're working on something really special right now. I just want to tell you, I want to be part of it.
Well, do you really? If you can handle it, then come back this evening and I'll catch you in.
Then you got yourself a date. This kind of business will be a pleasure.
Okay.
Ew. Why? Why? Why?
Good news. Now you can rise above it all in fabulous Sky City. Hurry, pre-grand opening specials are happening now.
So on the rare occasions I watch anime, I tend to hand-wave some of the weirder stuff, but the upside-down city, while possibly a potent metaphor for something, is escalator to nowhere levels of design incompetence. You know, you're just walking down the street in this beautiful future city and you fall the fuck down into the non-future city and die? Okay, so now we're getting back to this lady.
Tell Colonel Blade JC is here to see him.
Oh, fuck me, what is this?
Both the military and your superiors in hardcore have given me total jurisdiction over this investigation. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I doubt any of you beat cops have a lot of experience dealing with apprehension of genetic mutations.
Not apprehension as such, no, but plenty of extermination. Why would you want to catch them?
So be smart enough to know when you're out of your league before you're in over your head. You wouldn't be trying to hide anything from me now, would you, Blade? Such as...
Your professionalism has to be brought into question, lady. How do you just come into people's offices and start talking like this? With such arrogance behind it, too. That is no way any officer of any government institution should be talking to another colleague that works under the same government. You can't just do this. This is so wrong.
The little-known fact that you might be even more in bed with the Mafia than your father ever was?
Just like John Blade, he is dour and says absolutely nothing. In this movie, he communicates more with flashes in his fucking sunglasses than with anything else.
And you have the gall to meet with him at my brother's grave.
Okay.
Oh, so maybe that's why you're talking like this. Okay, so JC was your brother. Okay.
Hey, she's JC's sister, who is also a top-level military investigator, who is also working on this case with the missing children, and also personally surveilling Blade, and is also named JC.
Bullshit.
But still, I don't really like the way she's speaking to other governmental institutions, you know. No. I mean, you're part of the military. Your guys' main ethos is discipline. But what you're doing here, yikes.
Shit. Your little rendezvous with the mob, the fact that you murdered my brother, your sins will catch up with you, Blade. And when they do, I'll be there to watch you go down.
Damn it, Blade, you're a loose cannon. You don't know what you're dealing with. This is bigger than you. I'm in charge of this investigation now. I'll have your badge for this.
I'm coming back, Colonel. And when I do, I'll take the girl and I'll take your badge.
Oh, god damn it. So a couple of guys get shot to shit on the steps of this courthouse. I didn't know this was a flashback at first. This is a flashback. This is Blade's dad. And then we're in space, and now we're here with Vincent and Alexis. I'm amazed he's still alive.
Consider it foreplay.
Let me try and make sense of this footage here. A mutant bombs a bunch of tanks, is fine afterwards. These soldiers get sucked into the ground and blood shoots up. And now there's more mutants.
You know, I gotta hand it to you, Sinclair. This thing is huge.
This guy.
So basically, these guys were having sex while watching people dying and, you know, seeing the experiments, you know, destroy tanks and stuff like that. Wow. Multitasking, hey?
Is super horny for mutant murder, and the creators of this seem to think I am too. I'll admit there was a flutter when that blood geyser happened, but otherwise it's just not doing it for me.
You wanted to be a part of it.
Then here's to being a part of it, Sinclair.
What do you get out of this exactly, Vincent? I don't understand. What do you get out of this?
Listen, Vincent, Vinny, Bubble, my man. Don't do it, just trust me on this. If killing a bunch of people and turning them into mutants, including a main character from the source material, didn't clue you into the fact that Alexis Sinclair is evil, well, she poisons this guy.
Why are you so surprised, darling? You said you wanted to be a part of it.
I'm still trying to understand what was he going to get out of this. What did you think was going to happen here, Vincent? What, you wanted more money? You wanted more prestige? What is it? Oh well.
Now it's time to cut you in.
That's right, we'll double your double entendres, 2 for the price of 1. And then the kidnapped girl, right, she's out of the hospital, her parents are dead, and the doc says...
There was something that seemed strange in a blood test, however. I'm waiting for lab results.
No need to keep that contained. Let's just walk her around. We're gonna have some flashbacks.
Mama told me that I was a gift.
You are, sweetie. All adopted kids are gifts.
Man, that is a cold way to break that news.
Mama, I'm an angel.
Elise!
Oh god, what the fuck happened to her eyes?
I'm an angel!
You know, with some of these anime, you know, when they do flashbacks of children, usually they don't show the parents. You know, there's always some sort of dark shadow covering their faces or even the entire body. You know, so yeah, it's just to entice us to, you know, try to figure out who these people are. And I think the Dome City is there maybe because there's global warming, you know, outside. So they domed the city for the rich, you know, in the sky, and then those who work for the rich, they're on the surface. And outside the dome, it must be extremely terrible. Like the environment must have drastically changed or something.
So we went out and some. Oh my god, what the fuck? It's okay, Blade gives her a teddy bear.
My name's Elise. What's yours?
John Blade.
Oh, that's not. Oh, hell, just, yeah, okay. I'm John Blade, little girl. Score. Tore you a new one, chump. I'm gonna make you my bitch.
A long time ago, my father and I were in an accident. To fix me, they had to remake me.
Holy shit, he is.
He kind of sounds like... No, I'm wrong. I think so, yeah. Never mind, guys, sorry.
RoboCop.
You're JC's sister, aren't you? He must be very proud of you, and your vendetta against his best friend.
I can buy that JC was Blade's BFF, kinda, but if that's true, Blade should have said, hey, JC, don't crawl into sewer pipes to investigate weird shit you see, you know? Friends don't let friends go into dangerous combat situations where they make terrible decisions.
They call you JC, too. Perhaps you should adopt his sense of justice, in addition to his name.
Yeah, why is that her name, too? And what's his sense of justice like? Because that's not something that's ever explained to us during this movie, and this came out years before SiN episodes, so what you have to go on about JC's character is...
Jackpot! Tell your fantasy girl I said hi.
But we're off. There's another monster. Some disposable hardcore officer finds this little girl. Turns out it's a mutant disguised as a little girl and a teddy bear, so that it can fool this one squad of guys before killing all of them instead of, I don't know, infiltrating hardcore.
I mean, look at all the bones just... okay.
And hey, wait a minute, whatever happened to Alexis's plan to infiltrate hardcore? Now they're sending this incredibly suspicious zombie motherfucker in right through the front door. He has bolts in his neck, he looks like fucking Man-Bat. And Blade's fighting the mutant, but he has a JC flashback and can't shoot it, meaning that Blade's only talent, shooting things, is gone. Back in hardcore, Mutant Vincent is killing everybody. JC is saved by this guy, but he gets all absorbed and JC has a JC flashback. And instead of killing JC, the monster slaps her in the face with a tentacle, which is a lot tamer than I expected when he first popped those out. So is anybody else infected?
What's going on here, Daniel? What's happening?
I finally identified with this character.
I couldn't help him and I couldn't save Elise. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do?
I'm gonna make you my bitch.
John.
No, Civvie 11.
We're talking about a manufactured organism that is superior to a human in every way. It lacks only one chemical component to be literally indestructible. There isn't a man alive who's come within years of genetic experimentation such as this.
Maybe you should consider a man who's dead. Cyril Sinclair was the world's leading geneticist at the time of his death. He was mad, but a genius.
Someone should have told the Nobel Committee.
Are you trying to say that Cyril Sinclair has come back from the grave to continue his genetic experiments?
No, but his daughter Alexis has the capital, the technology, and the motive for revenge. You know they murdered her father.
I don't know that. It hasn't been mentioned, and also I murdered her father in the game after she turned him into a giant mutant that shot rockets out of his hand.
Really?
So this is basically an hour of expositional dialogue interspersed with graphic violence. Most of the exposition comes from JC's sister, JC. So when I say all the exposition of the game came from JC and now the movie, it's from JC, why the hell did they kill off JC if they're just gonna... I think they wanted to have a female character who was a good guy, you know what I'm saying? Who wasn't overly sexual. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh.
Never mind. So these guys are gearing up and she's taking a shower and putting lipstick on. Where's the rest of her agency that's investigating SiNTech?
You're accusing SiNTech Industries of making monsters. Do you realize how crazy that sounds, Blade?
Don't tell me how it sounds! I know how fucking crazy it sounds!
No, Blade.
Are you in on it? God damn it, are you in on it?
Put your badge and your gun on my desk, Blade. You're fired.
This is incredible. Let me just take this apart. This commander guy, he thinks Blade is a loose cannon and wants his badge and his gun. It's like the writers are phoning in a scene where the commander is phoning in the scene, telling him to put his badge and his gun on a desk that I assume is completely unattended because the character can't even be bothered to show up. Everything is starting to go dark.
Working for Hardcore is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I owe Blade my life, Jen. I wish you could understand.
Good old post-mortem character development. Blade, instead of doing the thing that he should do, which is go directly to SiNTech and deal with this shit, talks to his mob connection, his dad's mob friend.
You really don't know, do you, Blade? Your father didn't tell you why he met me at the courthouse that day. To exchange information acquired from SiNTech about Alexis Sinclair. He knew he might not be able to stop her. So he made certain he had a way to stop her children.
Blade's father had a vaccine created to fight the mutants that Alexis was making, but gave it to this asshole, and not Hardcore, because Hardcore is obviously more corrupt than the Mafia. JC shows up with JC's ghost? If they bang at the end, it's gonna be so weird. So this actual child is bound on a table with some of her breasts exposed, and I'm just not gonna show that. That's not fucking happening, because fuck this movie.
Don't tell me you don't remember me, Elise. Oh, darling, you don't need to be afraid. After all, Elise, the two of us are practically sisters.
They're in this building where...
Why are you lying, Sinclair? Why are you lying?
I guess she's using Elise to clone more mutants, invincible ones by the sound of it, if the previous scene is anything to go by, which it's not.
A Hardcore flyer has invaded SiNTech airspace.
I like that visor. Oh, wow.
It's Blade. Oh, Colonel, you and I are more connected than you could ever imagine.
Of course they are. She's probably his sister or some shit. She's never mentioned it before in this movie, but now she knows that it's him, specifically him, coming to get her, and because everything in this story is connected.
How many shall I release, Sinclair?
All of them. I want you to release every one of them, my dear.
Apparently Blade has super robot ears. You know, so he can hear these deadly tubes coming. No, seriously, look, he has super robot ears. Okay, so there's no rules here, right? Mutants can just appear from anywhere, the virus isn't contagious unless it is. Characters that are dead at the beginning of the story are more important to the plot than anyone still alive. Blade shoots the monsters with the vaccine and they stop and morph and harden.
Well now, aren't things getting interesting?
Interesting is no substitute for good. They actually put something from the game in. See these mutants? They're like that boss before. This is totally worth it because I remember that thing. This is gonna be a fight right here. The one and done. They're running away before the thing hits the ground. Cool. It's just like the game. I remember my Go-Go Gadget grappling hook.
Was that necessary?
I'm not sure it's dead. You better nuke it. This is like a Saturday morning cartoon written by a serial killer.
What is it? What's the matter?
You'd better wait here. I've got something to take care of first.
Where the hell do you think you're going?
Blade goes off alone to fight Vincent in his weird poker room.
We meet again, Blade. Though we're not the same men we used to be.
And by the look of things, time has been a hell of a lot nicer to me.
Well, look at that. They gave you a sense of humor, too.
Yeah, but only for this scene.
You can't hurt me. My body is indestructible and ever-changing.
Vincent immediately trounces Blade, just immediately.
You can't hurt me.
My body is indestructible and ever-changing.
What? Come on, that's... you can't... But it was on her little arm thing. Why even have that if she's not gonna kill him and all it does is make him stronger, but Blade stabs him in the eye with the magic cure bullets and...
You can't hurt me. My body is indestructible and ever-changing.
Why do you set up things that are completely disregarded like a minute later? They go after Elise, but Alexis traps them and gasses them.
Wow, look at her throne. Her throne is just descending from wherever in the darkness that she was in. Wow. She's reminding me so much of, like, you know, what is his name again? Lord Sidious. Yeah.
I'm not going to hurt you, Elise. I confess I can't make the same promise to your friends. They may have rebuilt you, but I doubt your lungs are cybernetic.
Okay, but why doubt that? His hands, legs, and all that are cybernetic. His ears are cybernetic. If I ever saw his eyes, I'd bet they are too.
In fact, I know exactly how you were put back together. You might say Father and I gave you your life almost as much as we gave Elise hers.
Okay, but why would you turn him into a super soldier if he's hell-bent on stopping you? Wait, hold on. This actually checks out. Alexis Sinclair has made a career out of trying to turn Blade into something superhuman only for it to blow up in her face. That's fair.
Yeah, she's been obsessed with him.
She's always been this stupid. But it turns out that they were just using the information on the disc, the one she took in the flashback. But it's her father. He's alive. He's a giant mutant just like before, except now he's way more disgusting and weird. And the magic bullets don't work.
It's not that they don't work, it's just that it looks like it can't penetrate enough into the hide of that creature.
But it turns out that Blade had the power all along, in his fist.
Research against her.
You got the power!
We've got to stop her, Daniel. And John's the only one who can do it.
You got the touch! You got the power!
If this sounds confusing to you, yes. John punches the thing in the face so hard with bullets that it starts dying, but also that it grows, so JC hacks a searchlight into a laser that cuts it in half, and he jumps out. Alexis gets tossed out. The top of the building goes fucking nuclear. John has a hole in him the size of a basketball. His arm is gone. So the sins of the father do truly haunt the son if those sins are developing a vaccine that destroys mutants that... No, you know what? I can't. This whole thing just confuses me. From the idea to make this, to the fact that it's so much from the game, but also almost nothing. Y'all have taken something that I liked and just driven it into the ground. It didn't have far to go after Valve kneecapped it, but now we're really done. In only a few steps, the entire SiN franchise did what usually takes 1 or 2 decades. A great original, a misbegotten sequel, and an incomprehensible movie adaptation. Are we done yet? Can we...
So this is the SiN Trilogy. Huh.
Be done with SiN? I like that they tried to save it, but nobody seems to understand the appeal of the first game, which, believe it or not, wasn't serious story-driven heroic mime-a-thons, or Greek tragedies, or body horror. It was just a game about a big tough guy who fucked people's shit up. Rock and roll! And titties.
Okay, alright, that is it, guys, with SiN Trilogy, made by Civvie 11 on the Big Box Civvie 11 videos playlist. And yeah, this game, yeah, it had a very fun beginning, though the storyline was whack. But yeah, it looked like it was just a running, gunning, shooting game, and very simple, to the point. But it had options. It had, you know, layers behind it or under it. You know, you were able to not really follow the gameplay essentially, but you could also just divert and look for things that are in secret compartments, and, you know, do other activities that don't necessarily relate to the main storyline parameters, if I can say that. So yeah, that was quite interesting about it. Yeah, and then we head over to SiN 2, and things just changed drastically. It became more of a Half-Life type of game, and the fact that Blade did not speak, it was kind of weird though. It was a bit weird. You only have Jessica talking to you, and you have JC talking to you, but then you as the character aren't able to respond to them. You're just this mute thing, and that's not right, really. At least they should give you like a speech bubble option, like in for instance, for example, like Dragon Age Origins. I don't know if you guys have played that game before, but in Dragon Age Origins, you, the main character, you don't necessarily speak. You have your automatic speech sentences that you say, like if you can't open a door, or if there's enemies coming, then you say, enemies are coming, prepare yourself for battle. Or you can't open the door, then you say, oh, my skill level is too low, or I can't do this right now, let me bring in someone else to do it. Those kind of short sentences. Yes, you say those things, but as a character, you don't really speak to all the other characters. So you have like an option of sentences that you could choose. You click on it, and then the character that you're speaking to will respond to you based on what you've chosen. They should have done something like that, like a speech bubble where you could interrogate or ask questions of other characters. Just talk to them, but yeah, they didn't offer that. They didn't offer anything. It was just a very silent Blade, and yeah, it was not really that fun, honestly. And the storyline as well, also very confusing, and nothing really has been fleshed out, and it's mainly also just a sex appeal kind of enticing kind of game, like sex sells. So they bring in women always showing up with their cleavage, or wearing these tight clothing, wearing clothing that doesn't really relate to the occupation that Jessica's in. She's a police officer, yet she comes dressed like she's going for a striptease extravaganza show or something. So yeah, it was just a lot of sex selling, and just trying to show the players, I don't know, a good time, if I can say that. I don't know. But essentially with me, like I've always said, that I'm in for a game if it has a storyline, if it has a very good storyline, and that's how I will enjoy the game most often. But with this game, SiN, I just didn't understand what's going on here, really. What motivates Alexis Sinclair to do all of these things, we don't really actually know. Is she creating all of these genetically modified or genetically, genetic monsters for a private army to rule over the world, or is she going to sell them to the government? We don't really know what's the end game behind Sinclair's ambitions here. And yeah, she has that obsession with Blade, because she keeps on experimenting on Blade. She's trying to figure out why is the genetic mutation so stable with him compared to other people that have been experimented on. And then we also came to the SiN movie, which was quite interesting, really. Yeah, it looked like it was fun. Like, if you know about the SiN game and you've played the games, then maybe it would have been fun for you to watch it. But if I was just given this movie and told to watch it, I think I would get a bit bored, really, because I would need to know the backstory behind what's going on here. And yeah, it looked interesting though. It really did look entertaining in some parts. But yeah, that's SiN. That is SiN, guys. The SiN trilogy. Thank you very much to Big Box for compiling the playlist. I'm going to continue reacting to more Civvie 11 videos on this playlist. Guys, remember, if you want to check out the original video as well as the Big Box Civvie 11 videos playlist, as well as the link to this SiN Trilogy video. I'm going to be putting it in the description below. If you like my reaction, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification bell if you want to be up to date with my latest videos, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay? Bye-bye.